Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to channel a message for you from your higher self in order to speak on what is your next chapter in your life going to be. I've been called to do this reading on this deck. It's called Mariel Tarot. But at first I'm going to look at your energies today in order for you to understand if this is your reading. So first we're going to see where you are right now in your path. On your path, where are you? Six of Swords, High Priestess, and Three of Cups. This could be why you've been called to watch this video, because I can see the energies of transitioning here. Six of Swords is always movement, and it's movement from something. So I can sense here that position you've been in your life right now, you do feel called to move on from it. So you're not anymore satisfied with how things are. However, the second card that comes out is High Priestess, which tells us that you perhaps don't know yet what your next step should be. And High Priestess guards that information. So yet that information is not revealed for you. However, High Priestess is also such a deep, mystical card. And here I can feel that you're being called to explore that mystery. So there is some sort of a nudge, a feeling that something is not right, because you need to explore this life further. You need to explore mysticism, you need to explore your own soul, you need to explore the depth that suddenly is opening for you. This could be also to do with all sorts of helping professions, being tarot reader, being coach, or being just a light worker in general. I can sense that you're being called to do that. Also, Three of Cups falls here, and it represents joy. So I can see here the need of movement from uncertainty through depth to joy. Okay, so let's take a look at our another step, our next step. What is ending and what needs to be released? What has served its purpose for you now? So we've got Five of Wands, Judgment, and Death. You've been through some sort of really strong, really powerful karmic lesson, and now this lesson is going to an end. So there has been a significant challenge in your life that now ends, and that challenge was to do with the energy of Five of Wands. It was energy of uncertainty, it was energy of fighting with circumstances, even though sometimes you wouldn't know why you're fighting this and why so much and why everything all at once. Yeah, so we've got a very chaotic, very, in a way, dark energy of Five of Wands, we've got judgment and death that signify the end of this difficult stage in your life. I do feel like it gives me a feeling of the dark night of your soul moment. This could be any sorts of difficulties. I am sure that if you're watching this video and it resonates with you, you know what I'm talking about very well. And it's going to be, for each person, it's going to be their own challenge. And the good news is that this challenge, it's already served its purpose. So you should have learned what you needed to learn from it right now. And right now you are in position to let go of the situation, the circumstances, whatever made you feel the way you felt. And death, of course, signifies here a transformation. So this experience was given to you in order to trigger some sort of a transformation. Let's see the lesson or gift that you've gained so far. King of Discs, King of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and Three of Wands in reverse, which is interesting because I was certain that I don't have reverse cards in this deck yet. With King of Discs, you've definitely accumulated some experience, some knowledge. You do feel really comfortable being you, and you do possess a lot of skills and a lot of knowledge in order to feel relatively comfortable in life. Also, I am sensing here that you've learned what your valuable lesson is, that you're sort of now can navigate the waves of uncertainty. In the past, things did not go according to plan, not always, and you've learned to accept that. You've learned that there is perhaps some kind of divine plan in plans not working out, if you understand what I mean. So you do feel less scared of uncertainty now. And you also learned that however things happen in our life, however they manifest, it is the right way, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like the right way. So you've learned to trust the process. You've learned to trust the environment. You've learned to listen the language that the universe speaks. Let's see what awaits you in the next chapter. Queen of Discs. Ten of Discs. and Two of Wands. It's interesting because we had King of Discs before, and now we have a Queen of Discs. So, in a way that you've learned to navigate life, there is a lot of masculine energy. It doesn't matter what you prefer in yourself. We both have masculine and feminine energy. And sometimes we are pushed, we are made by life, by our Ten of Wands, we are made to manifest ourselves more in masculine, which seems kind of easy because we live in a masculine dominant world. However, if we tune in into our feminine, that's where there are a lot of resources, a lot of power, and quite often that power is even more efficient and even more effective than masculine. So, what awaits you in your next chapter? It's the deepening of your feminine, the deepening of your High Priestess, the card that we saw at the beginning of the reading. And we can see her here in the energy of Two of Wands. In this deck, Two of Wands represents the appearing of life. It represents the womb, basically. Queen of Discs and Two of Wands also are telling me about the connection to nature. So what's next for you? It's realizing your nature and the nature's impact on you. So I can sense a more grounding, more kind of landing experience. You will also, by Ten of Discs in reverse, will be at the position where you will have to reevaluate everything you've got, everything you've achieved so far, and see how it serves you or not. I can sense here that there were goals in the past that you've achieved that possibly you thought are going to be a deal breaker, but they weren't. So the joy that you anticipated from getting there just wasn't there. And it is probably to do with your true self, your higher self, your values not being aligned. So it's possible that it was someone else's goals, which is completely normal experience. We need to achieve things sometimes in order to understand that this is not what we wanted. Let's look with one card. What's an inner resource that will awaken in you soon? Beautiful. And the best support you can give yourself during this transition into the next chapter of your life. So the resource that will awaken in you is the ability to feel joy in the moment. So every day, from being alive, from connecting to nature, and connecting to your higher self. In this card, I can see the tree trunk going up to the sky to your higher self, and those branches, they do look like neuron connections. So it's quite difficult to describe this picture, but basically it's a grounded, certain connection from Earth right to space. So if you are familiar with any sorts of energy practices, we've got two channels in our body, two main channels. The one that's going from space to Earth, and the one from Earth, from the ground, all the way up our spine and going into the space. And you will be able to access those powers. You will be able to feel this connection to Earth and to space, connection to your higher self, perhaps, that will bring you a lot of strength, and that will definitely open more knowledge for you, more possibilities, especially if you're looking into spiritual work, meditation, for example. This is a visualization of what meditation is, connecting our roots to the collective subconsciousness, collective field. And the best support that you can give yourself during this transition is just let yourself go forward. Nine of Swords quite often is described as a card of anxiety, but in this deck it's actually a card of divine planning. So whatever happens, whatever you're experiencing, just let it pass through you. Let the anxiety, the fear, the doubt just travel on the trunk of this tree into Earth or back to space, wherever you feel like sending that energy. In this deck, it represents the divine planning, and there are two columns here that are sometimes pictured on High Priestess card, where they either represent feminine and masculine, or they represent good and evil. And this card just reminds you that no matter how strong the waves are, the waves of uncertainty, the waves of change, the waves of struggle, those pillars, those columns will handle it. And here is your divine, your higher self, up in the sky, just observing it and just being very still and very confident, and very, very confident in its abilities to handle change. And now let's finally move into final message from your higher self about the next chapter of your life. Nine of Cups, the Sun, and Ace of Discs in reverse. So your higher self is telling me that you have self-worth, that you have to stop trying to prove to others. Your higher self is so powerful, so big. It's like the sun. You are special, and you're great just the way you are. Of course, none of us is perfect, but your higher self is telling you that deep down you are perfect, and you are the being that needs to enjoy the experience of life You need to express yourself. You need to express what you've got in you. You have to stop trying to fit in. Ace of Discs in reverse shows us that there is no need to prove. There is no need to connect your value to what you have or what you don't have, of how much you're earning or how much more plans you have in life. In fact, the Nine of Cups also suggests the enjoyment at the moment. So what your higher self is telling me, it's telling me that you're somebody who used to live having a very certain plan, and now it's time to let go of that plan and see what's left when you have no plans, no expectations, no goals. What's left right now? And that's gonna be you. That's gonna be your sun, so your ego, in the best sense of it, in the best meaning. In order to see your true self, in order to meet your higher self, you need to let go. Let go and enjoy. Every day you wake up and you feel the joy from life, from being here, from being you. That's what I'm channeling from your higher self. Right. Let me know in the comments if that was useful, if that resonated at all. If you like this kind of content, please hit the like button. That really helps me to promote the channel, because this is a new channel. And thank you for watching.